They hosted Larry O'Brien Trophy. We're trying to aspire to get there. We want to continue to work our hardest with our games.
Give a step back, falling away, puts it in. Oh, LeBron James! Three-pointer, it's good! Jaylen Brown for the jam. Doncic and LeBron, the greatest combo going right now. Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, puts it in!
It doesn't get any better than this. Lakers and Celtics.
Lakers-Celtics round 376 all-time.
Oh.
And it was a big night for Jason Tatum. Tatum would have his third career 40-point game against the Lakers, tying John Havlicek for the most in Celtics history. Tatum had 40 points, 12 rebounds, 8 assists in that contest on Saturday night on ABC.
They had no one who could defend him. Without Rui, it was a tough ball game on the perimeter for them.
Third quarter action. Here's Tatum with the steal. Derek White on the other end for the layup.
I was expecting to chase down block on that one.
A few minutes later, Luka Doncic drives, gets blocked by Tatum.
At the top of his game, even before he got hurt.
Yeah, you could tell. He looked tired. He was short in a lot of shots. I thought Richard Jefferson did a really good job describing that during the game. Fourth quarter, Lakers down 9. LeBron goes down low, and this is where he gets the bucket, but clearly tweaked something.
I'm wondering if it was bothering before, George, because he just didn't look right in this game to me.
And there he is asking out. LeBron would leave the game with a groin strain and did not return. The Celtics beat the Lakers 111 to 101. All right, now.
The first thing that popped in my mind was Christmas Day, my first year with the Lakers, is the first thing that popped in my mind. And I've been there before, and I know what type of injury you're dealing with. Second thing I thought about was 80. It's crazy, but I thought about 80. And then I'm over there just trying to see how much mobility and see if I can possibly give it a go. And then I came back here and did a couple of stretches and a couple of things that ultimately knew that I was probably going to be done for the rest of the night. So.
All right, so we'll see what LeBron's future looks like. And Dave McMenamin now joining us here on NBA Today. All right, what's next for LeBron and the Lakers? What are the expectations here, Dave, with LeBron's injury?
Yeah, well, George, first of all, I have an answer for Windy there. I asked LeBron, was this a lingering injury? And he said no, it actually happened in that play with about 7 minutes to go in the fourth quarter when he pivoted in the lane to try to score over Jaylen Brown. I thought he overextended something. But right now, the Lakers are allowing the injury to, quote, calm down before they seek further evaluation. And until that happens, they won't have a treatment and recovery plan in place for LeBron, but they're still operating under the assumption that this is going to be an injury that sidelines LeBron for several weeks. And beyond that, now the Lakers are playing the Nets tonight. There's no LeBron, there's no Jackson Hayes, there's no Dorian Finney-Smith, there's no Rui Hachimura. With all those guys out, I spoke to a source close to Luka Doncic, and I wondered how was he feeling about shouldering the responsibility of the team right now. And the messaging I received after asking that question was he recognizes that their success up to this point has been by committee, so he's not going to try to take everything on himself right here. He recognizes it's on everyone to pick up the pieces, and certainly Luka, much the same way LeBron gave him the idea of patience when he got to the Lakers and had that calf injury and was sidelined extended into his beginning of his career with the Lakers, where LeBron said, take your time so you can be yourself when you come back. Luka has the same idea for LeBron. Take your time, get healthy, because we want you to be at the top of your game when you get back.
All right, Dave, thanks so much for the information as always, brother. Good to see you.
Yes, sir.
All right, the Lakers have a pretty jam-packed slate ahead after Monday night against the Nets. Starting on Thursday, the Lakers will play 6 games in 8 days because of a makeup date with the Spurs from the LA wildfires. So, Ramona, how concerning is this regarding LeBron's injury in the Lakers?
I was concerned when he referenced that injury that he suffered on Christmas Day in 2018, because that was, he at the time said, this is one of the most significant injuries I've ever suffered. And he, at that time, he said, I felt a pop. So the fact that he even put it in the same ballpark as that was very concerning for me, because I remember how bad the last one was. And he knocked on wood. He goes, I don't think it's as bad as that. But to even bring that up is a concerning reminder of how this can affect him and his play. Also, just their schedule has no room for error. And I think, I would not rush him back at all, because he's been so important for what they've been doing, but they don't have a lot of margin for error at the end of here if they want to stay up in the top of the standings.
David, what do you want to see from Luka in this time?
Well, Luka's going to have to be Dallas Mavericks Luka. He is going to have to make up for the fact that defense that has been sort of the anchor while he was there, when he first got there, it won't be that good. And he's going to have to, maximize a lot of that other offense, a lot of his teammates, and he is going to have to shoulder the load. There's no room for him to be tired in the fourth quarter and lean on LeBron. He's got to be prime level Luka for the next couple weeks at least.
Brian, can he do that? He was also kind of reaching for his back during that game. Is this a blessing in disguise if he is healthy for them?
Okay, so I know this isn't going to work, but I'm going to try it anyway. Lakers fans, just chill. Just chill. You might take some losses coming up. It's not the end of the world.
Okay.
The schedule next week is insane. 5 games in 7 days. You don't even schedule that way anymore in the NBA. The way they had to jam this game in is unfortunate. Luka is going to probably rest for some of that. LeBron wouldn't have played all those games. If they take some losses here and they lose a little bit of positioning, it's not the end of the world. They're still buffeted well from the play-in. They will give Luka a chance maybe to pick it up. Now, it doesn't surprise me what Dave said, that Luka isn't going to guarantee he's going to come out and score 40.
Yeah.
But David's right. That's what he needs to do. Because the Lakers didn't lose on Sunday because of their defense. They lost because they couldn't score. They couldn't hit a three in the second half. So I think it's a great opportunity for Luka without a lot of pressure. They don't have Jackson Hayes. They don't have Rui Hachimura. They're dealing with an injury to Finney Smith. Unfortunately, he can't play in his return game tonight to Brooklyn. So just if they take a couple of losses, don't worry about it. They're going to be okay. And this injury happens at an okay time. If it's super severe, it doesn't matter. If LeBron tears his groin, it doesn't matter. The season's in jeopardy anyway. If it's just a basic groin strain, it happens with a month left in the regular season. He will have ample time to get back in position.
Wendy, have you seen this on SportsCenter yet?
As Wendy would say, when he's not signing, and he can, something's going on in New York. And it was.
You just made $200
Trademark that?
$50 each of them.
There you go. LeBron was not the only injury to affect the top 6 playoff team. Wendy, what are you watching across the league?
So look, I talked about injuries. We got injuries for this last few days to a bunch of top teams. Let's start with Jalen Brunson. He had that turned ankle that he had here in LA last week. The Knicks didn't say it was a secondary ankle sprain, but that's essentially what their timeline is set it at. That's typically a 2 to 4 week injury. Okay, maybe it's 2, maybe it's 4. It's going to hurt them, especially when they're out on the West Coast. But again, they're pretty, it's locked into that third position. They just can't fall apart as a team. Karl Towns is back. They should have enough time to recover from that. Same situation in Memphis, Jaren Jackson. Last week, he suffers a second-degree ankle sprain. Again, a multi-week injury. They're going to go week to week. This happens at a rough time because of where the Grizzlies are in their schedule. They've got a tough weekend coming up. They got the Cavs coming in on Friday. But it does give him time to heal, and there's teams around them that have injuries. So it's not ideal, but Ja Morant has had 2 excellent games in a row pushing through a shoulder injury. This could help him get going. And then you've got one more, which is down in Houston. This is a team in 4th place right now, the Houston Rockets. A very unfortunate injury to Amen Thompson on Saturday night. He was back in the game to chase a triple-double. First possession, turns his ankle, and he is now going to be out, Shams says, 1 to 2 weeks. They are already struggling without Fred VanVleet. He's missed the last 15 games. Their offense has cratered during that run. Ahmed has been terrific scoring in addition to his great defense. VanVleet is getting closer. I believe he's questionable for tonight, so if he doesn't come back today, he'll be soon. But teams 2, 3, 4, all suffering injuries, in the Western Conference standings.
It seemed on that it was extra windy in Houston for whatever reason. It just seemed that way. David, which of those teams are you most concerned about?
It's the Grizzlies. I don't know how they're going to sustain that defense without Jaren Jackson Jr. That's going to be tough for them, and they've lost some really, really close games as of late before getting blown out by OKC. They were number 2 in the West, and now they're fighting to stay somewhere in the home court advantage area.
That's a good one. I think the Knicks, though, because they just don't play enough guys, right? Like, everybody's playing so many minutes that losing Brunson can be tough.
He's also so important for their clutch play. He's probably the leader for the clutch award this year. And the thing about it is, when they have clutch games, which they have a lot of them, they really don't have another gear. It's usually Brunson or bust, and now they don't have Brunson for a bit.
Yeah, but they still have Mikal Bridges, and yes, they do play they don't play enough guys, right? They play so many minutes for every single guy out there. It puts an extra strain on them. But I don't know. I think they have more depth than they usually make use of. So
right.
they actually do.
They can play some guys. We'll see.